So, very good morning to all of you. Today we are having the last day of this FDP program, and in the morning session we have invited Mr. Sandeep Pradhan, who is going to deliver a talk on this dealing with stress, developing a conscious lifestyle. And this talk is very relevant and very important because each one of us are living some kind of stress, and this stress is basically accentuated further in this COVID time. So this talk is very important, and this will help us in living in better way our lifestyle. So Mr. Sandeep Pradhan, let me introduce Mr. Sandeep Pradhan. Mr. Sandeep Pradhan is a heartful meditation trainer, soft skills trainer. Although basically he is engineer, he did his BTech electronics, MTech in microwave engineering, and also did MBA in marketing. And he has got 6 years industry experience with leading telecom companies like Panwire, Airtel. He has got 18 years of teaching experience, freelancer for GIT classes, and soft skill trainer. And he is associated with the Heartfulness since 2004. So we are really very happy to invite Mr. Sandeep Pradhan for this session. And I hope this all the participants will enjoy your session and will learn something out of it. So over to Mr. Sandeep Pradhan.
Thank you, sir. Namaste, everyone. Good morning.
Namaskar. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
We will keep the topic is dealing with stress, the conscious lifestyle, the conscious living. But it sounds big. But let us explore what is actually disturbing us. When we were in the real world, though it is not real, but let us term us that it was a real world when we were face to face. Even then, the stress was too much. But suddenly, this pandemic came and it catalyzed many times. And in this virtual world, we are living with anxiety, we are living with stress, we are living with depressions, we are living with so many disorders that are associated with the mental health. We are in isolation. So this stress is basically, what I feel is, this stress is basically because we don't know, we are not aware of the techniques. We are not aware of why it came. We are not aware of what is there in us that can move us beyond this stress, depression, anxiety, so many disorders. That is the lifestyle. That is conscious living. We have been programmed, before we land up into the PPT presentation, let us have an outline. We have been programmed from the environment since our childhood, or you can say, if you believe in spirituality, since many lives. We have been programmed with two factors. The one is fear, the other is temptation. Everything in life that we are doing is out of fear or out of temptation. That means if I don't do, it may happen. If I do, I will get this. So this has been infused in us, and everything we are doing because of fear and temptation. Is that conscious living? We will explore this in this session. The second thing we will be exploring is what are those factors which are disturbing us. You may be aware of US Army College developed a concept of VUCA. That is a beauty. We are living in a VUCA world. We will see in this session also what is this VUCA world, and we will learn the techniques how to relax ourselves within no time. I will be dealing with the techniques. We will be seeing the techniques. We will be seeing the breathing techniques. We will be seeing the relaxation techniques, and because the time is limited, we cannot touch the meditation part. But yes, I will share the information about the meditation also. So this all, when we will be doing the techniques that I will be sharing, we will be delivering more than 100%. We are engineers, and we very well know the law of conservation of energy. And if we believe in that science, if we believe in the science that it cannot be created nor can be destroyed, that means whatever we have got, that is changing. Whatever the universe has given to us, whatever the God has given to us, that is changing the form, but that is limited. But if I am connected to the source, suppose as an engineer, you just brood over this. If I am connected to the source, and that source is constantly supplying me with the same power every day, when I sleep, when I meditate, and if I'm not draining that power, what will happen? If my energy is not being drained into so many distractions, I'll be delivering my 100%. So I am going into the session. Hope you all are fine and you will enjoy this session. But I wish that you should have joy for this session. That will be better. So be connected. What I can give as a tip: be connected, remain connected, don't move. Whatever you feel, just write in your notebook or in your diary, whatever you have, and be connected. Be connected to your heart and listen or see what he gives us. So I'm sharing a PPT. Give me a minute. I'm putting off my video so that it is very much clear, because there are videos also in this section. I'm putting off my video. I think it is clear. It is visible.
Yes, it is visible. Yes.
Yeah. So dealing with the stress, developing a conscious living. Let's move. This will be the flow of session. In the initial slides, I will be moving very fast because that is only the introduction part, and then we will move a little bit slow. So the flow of the session will be like this. I will be introducing to this organization, which is Heartfulness. Then we will be doing a technique, Heartfulness relaxation. We will be identifying the stress and the stresses that is causing us, that is disturbing us, how to deal with them, that is managing the stress. Then we will see within no time, within a minute or within 2 minutes, we will be having a breathing exercise that will be releasing all the stress that we have. It has been scientifically proved. And last, we'll be ending the session that we should live consciously. That is conscious living. So this is Heartfulness is basically an organization that is dealing with so many things, but the most important thing is the meditation. It is present in 150 countries, and we have 18,000 trainers worldwide. It is into research also, it is into education sector also, it is into many connect programs like Government Connect, the University Connect, the College Connect, the School Connect, the Corporate Connect, the Village Connect. So we are into this Heartfulness system, and the core of this system is meditation. and it came into existence in 1945. So it is the basic purpose of the heartfulness is humanity's way forward is through the heart. And we know very well, we may have seen that video also. I will be sharing that video. We may have seen that video where we can see the electromagnetic field, because we will be amazed to know this because we are engineers. The electromagnetic field of heart goes much beyond than the electromagnetic field of the brain. The electromagnetic field of the brain is restricted, but the electromagnetic field of the heart is beyond space. So this way connects each one of us heart to heart. So remain connected to your heart and we will be connected. So that is, I'm not going to read out all these slides. You can see the heartfulness meditation is a practical technique that can be used in parallel. Whatever you are following, whatever technique you are following, whatever system you are following, the heartfulness meditation is a practical technique that can be used in parallel with any other spiritual approach. You don't need to leave that system. You don't need to do any other thing. You just need to find a time where you can sit and relax. So that is the introduction. At present, our global trainer is Private Kamlesh Desai Patel, popularly known as Daji. You can follow him on daji.org. He is the global trainer, and under his guidance, we are into expansion at various levels. We have our world headquarters at Kanha Shantivanam, Hyderabad. So let's start. What is stress? Let's see this video.
Stress at home just as much as work stress. And a very daily start. Skill. Response. Step at a time. Aspire towards excellence. All fields of life due to this one powerful skill. And practicing meditation regularly. Suffer less, ultimately also experience less.
Mr. Sandeep, Mr. Sandeep,
Yes, sir.
I think the voice of video is not very clearly audible. It's a very low volume, it seems. So can you increase the volume?
Yes, sir. Just a minute.
Then we can restart the video, please.
So, Sir, it is full.
Your voice is very clearly audible, but the video is not coming properly. No, we are not able to only accept the first slide that we are seeing on the video, and
Yeah.
also the voice audio is also very very low volume, so we are not able to hear.
Okay.
I talked to one or two. I talked to one or two more persons. They
Okay, I
asked,
will share it again.
yeah.
So see, is it audible now? Just see.
Yes, sir, it's audible.
It's not audible. Now
Now
it's
it's
better.
audible.
Yes. Yes. Sound is coming now.
How does heartfulness meditation help to deal with stress?
So now it's coming properly.
Okay.
Most of us have to deal with stress on a daily basis. We face a world of constant competition, result-oriented work culture, and accelerating change. Our need to avoid pain and suffering leaves us stressed out. The complex cultural context of present-day living makes for stress at home almost as much as the workplace. Dealing with this stress and sustaining high levels of performance at home and work overwhelm us, and we often experience burnout. How does heartfulness meditation help? From the very day we start, it fosters the journey back to the inner core of our beings. We start experiencing the serene waves of relaxation of the body, heart, and mind. Our inner selves find that much needed attention. As we move away from the outer stress towards our hearts, we begin to appreciate the simple inner experience. Progressively, we develop the need to repeat this meditation practice daily, and it becomes a habit that provides that much needed tranquility in our lives. Creativity and health are enhanced. Our increasingly refined consciousness now allows for clarity of thought. We become skilled at finding that all-important space between response and stimulus, and we begin to remaster ourselves one step at a time. We can now aspire towards excellence in almost all fields of life due to this one powerful skill. Thus, by practicing meditation regularly, we find that we suffer less and consequently also experience less and less of stress.
So basically in this video, they have shared the cause of stress. The cause of stress is because we are living in the outer world. And that outer world is providing us with so many disturbing factors on a daily basis that we are not able to rejuvenate our soul, our mind, our body. So where is the solution? The solution is that you connect to yourself, to your inner core. The solution is we should sit in isolation and brood over. We should sit in meditation. So basically, if someone asks me how you manage your stress, because stress is inevitable, I haven't seen a session where it is stress removal or overcoming the stress. You can overcome the stress, you can manage the stress. That is important. We are living in such a world where stress is inevitable. So the best solution is we should go for meditation, for inner connection. So we have a technique. Sir, I am audible now.
Yes,
Am I
sir.
audible? Yeah, because a few people are
Yes,
saying
sir.
that I'm not.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir. You're audible.
yeah. Thank you. So now we are going to share a technique which is called relaxation. Anybody can do this, and if you follow our YouTube channel, you will see lakhs of people are doing this relaxation. What you need to do is you can relax your family members, you can relax your friends, you can relax your colleagues, anyone you can relax. It is not that you haven't joined, you haven't started meditation that you cannot relax. It's a very simple technique. I will be guiding you through this relaxation. We'll be taking 5, 6, 7 minutes in this relaxation process. So what you need to do, I'm just giving the tips. The first thing is sit relaxed. Sit relaxed means you take a posture where you feel relaxed. Don't stiff your body. Don't stiff your body too much. Then you join your hands and keep in your lap. If you possible, you can join your toes also, the feet also. Then gently close the eyes. You need to close your eyes very gently. No pressure on the forehead. And follow my commands. I will be giving the commands. Just follow them and feel the difference after the relaxation process is over. That will take 5 to 7 minutes. Don't open your eyes. Just focus on what I am giving as an instruction. Just focus on that only. So, are we ready? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So, yeah. So, please sit relaxed. Gently close your eyes. We will begin with relaxation. Let's begin with toes. Gently wiggle your toes. Now feel that your toes are relaxing. Take a gentle thought that the healing energy of the Mother Earth is entering your body through your feet. And it is then moving upward in the body through knees, stomach, chest, towards your head. Feel that this healing energy, as it is moving up, is relaxing your lower legs, your feet, your calf muscles, and your knees are getting relaxed. Your upper legs are getting relaxed. Feel that the waist area is getting relaxed. The energy that entered from your feet is now in your belly, chest, and towards your back. It is flowing in this area, in this region. Take your attention towards your back. And feel that your back is getting relaxed from top to bottom. Gently move your focus towards your belly area. Feel that the muscles of your belly are getting relaxed. Your chest is getting relaxed. Now the energy is flowing through your shoulders into your hands, all through your upper arm, your elbows, your lower arm, wrist, and the fingers. Feel that your hands are getting relaxed. Now take your focus towards your shoulders. If there was any pressure on your shoulders, it is getting away. And your shoulders are getting relaxed. Now this energy is moving through your neck towards your face and head. Feel that the neck muscles are getting relaxed. Move your awareness towards your face. Feel that our jaws are relaxing. Our cheeks are relaxing. Our eyes are getting relaxed. The forehead is getting relaxed. The ears are getting relaxed. Our whole face and the head is getting relaxed. Our mind is relaxing. getting into a very calm state. If still you feel that there is pain, there is stress in any part of your body, take your awareness to that part. Feel the flow of healing energy into that part. Be there for a few seconds and feel that it is also relaxing. Feel that we are relaxed from the top of the head to the feet. Gently move your awareness towards your heart and feel that your heart is relaxing. Be there for a few seconds and feel that our hearts are filled with light and love. Remain there. Gently open your eyes. So how did you felt? You can share in your comments. Gently, you need to be very gentle when you relax. You can take the screenshot of this slide and you can help anybody in stress like I did. It will take 5, 6, 7 minutes, 8 minutes, at most 10 minutes, and feel the difference in the person sitting in front of you. So let's move ahead. So basically, why does this come? Why we are having stress? Now we are going to explore the stresses. What is stress? Our bodies and minds get stress. Not all stress is bad. We have good stress also. We have stress, that is why we perform. But sometimes it becomes a distress. The good stress or the positive stress is known as eustress. And the harmful stress, which starts killing us, which starts damaging us, which leads us to uncontrollable diseases, which decreases our immunity, which affects our immunity in each way, whether it is psychological, whether it is immunological, whether it is neurological or physiological. That becomes a distress. So stress is not bad. That is the first key point we should keep in our mind. If we wish to perform, a little bit of stress is necessary, and that is called eustress. But if we carry anything too much deeper, then it may become distress. and that is harmful. We are living in a world where we have seen in the last video, it is a competitive world. We are into competition. We are into the process of proving that we are the best. Is it correct approach? Is this correct that we are living into that world where you are proving that you are the best? No. Whatever the task is ahead of us, we need to do our best. That is, our competition should be with ourselves only, not with others. Suppose if I have performed well in today's session, in my next session, I should be my competitor. Yes, I did this, I missed at this place. Now let me improve. Let me make it more better. That is, you are your competitor. If we are going to do this, believe me, much of the problems will be over. And we will be living in a world which we dream of. In 1987, the Army War College in US designed a concept that we are living in a VUCA world. It is an acronym, VUCA. So let's see, what is VUCA? Let's see a video. What is VUCA? I'm just sharing the video with you. Let's see. And please, anybody of you acknowledge me whether the audio is there or not. I hope it was visible and it was audible too. And if you have seen that, I'm just giving a summary of that video for those who are not able to see.
Yes, yes.
VUCA is volatile, that is V is for volatile, U is for uncertain, C is for complex, and A is for ambiguous. So we are living in a world that is volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous. And that is unchanging. That we cannot change that world. But we can prepare ourselves by living into this world, by planning, by changing us. Change always starts with us only. So if it is volatility, volatility means sudden change. A pandemic suddenly came into our picture. We were not aware of this before November 19, and suddenly we read into newspapers. Then we read into our national newspapers that it is into India also. Then it spread, and that was suddenly we had a jump. We had to change our normals too, and we were not adaptable. That is why we had the stress. That is volatility, uncertain. It is uncertain when it will go. It is very complex because the complexity basically comes from the humans only. I was reading an article where they were discussing about the pandemic, and they pointed out that this pandemic has, to some extent in the lockdown period, make the nature better because the humans are confined within the four walls. So that means we need to change. We are the humans, we need to change and make this world a better place. Apart from this, these solutions, whatever was given in the video, the VUCA, we can face the VUCA world if we are connected to our inner core. I'm using this word again and again. I will come to this part in the last of this session. But if we are connected to the inner core, believe me, nobody can disturb you. Nothing can disturb you. And for that, what I feel in this VUCA, the A is very important. That is the acceptance. If we have an infinite acceptance, we are very comfortable without any stress, without any anxiety, without any harm to our bodies, our immunity. So that is this stress response. The stress response was given to us. Now, as a human, we very well know it is into us, whether it is a use stress only. This stress response was given to us to fight. In the historic times, when we used to see the tigers, when we used to see the lions, when we used to fight those battles, the stress response was designed to help us survive. It was designed for us so that we can respond to the threat. Can you please put off your audios? It was designed so that our body needs energy. The heart starts beating faster, our muscles tighten, the blood pressure rises. So the stress response was given for us to survive, to fight the threat. But with the time has passed, the stress became the threat. Now we are fighting the stress where it was given to us to fight the threat. But today we live in a chronic low-grade stress situations, environments, high-pressured jobs. We all are facing this. Many of us are jobless now. Pollution. We are living in such an environment where we have wear and tear on the body. We have heart diseases, digestive problems. We have insomnia, that is a sleep problem, mental worries, negative thinking, loss of confidence, depression, all are attributed to stress. So see, what was given to us as a blessing, that whenever you have threat, you can fight that threat with your stress. And what we program, what our environment programmed us, that stress has become a threat. So we need to reprogram ourselves, we need to change ourselves, we need to replan our lives, and that can be done. Believe that can be done, because I'm into that only. I'm living your life only. And because when I planned, when I replanned, when I joined, when I started all this inner connections, I can with 100%, if something is more than 100%, I can say it is possible. It is 100% possible. I don't know what is I am possible, impossible. I don't know these words. But I can assure you, if we follow these techniques of inner connection, we can again make that world where the stress will only for the threat. It will not be a threat anymore. There will be no anxiety. You will be living in a world where there will be no anxiety, no negative anxiety. Anxiety is also positive. A little bit anxiety is also positive. So let's move. We have identified why stress response. So researchers have concluded that the real issue is in the inner core. Real issue is in the minds. Our inability to deal with such situations and solve problems leads to the accumulation of the stress. So science is also proved, the medical science has also proved that the problem is with the mind. Now, when I say it's a mind, it's not a brain. It's a misnomer. Mind and brain are not same. As an engineer, we can understand this thing as the brain is the hardware, the mind is the software. Now that means the hardware can be managed, but the software cannot be. No science has given a technique where the software can be managed. Where is the software? Because the software is that part which is subtle, we cannot touch. Now how to tap that software, how to reprogram our minds, how to regulate our mind, that is meditation. So the science which has proved that it is the basic problem is in the mind, but they haven't. Now they are suggesting that go for the meditation, because meditation will not only regulate your mind, it will make your mind calmer, it will make your mind still, it will make your mind empty, it will tune your mind to the original source where we started. It will connect your mind to the original source from where you can extract the energy, and then you can perform any of the tasks, and you will not be having any of the stress. That is dealing with the stress. Everything outside is same. Let me change my inner thing. So there are two worlds, like Lord Krishna has said. Whatever you see as infinity in Brahman, जब उन्होंने यशोदा माँ को दिखाया था मुंह खोल के, तो यशोदा माँ डर गई थी. He was frightened to see so many universe in his mouth as a child, but he intended to convey some message. That message was, whatever you see as an infinity in the universe, whatever potential you see as an infinity in the universe, whatever energy you find in the universe, anything that you find in the outer universe, that is in the inner universe also. So if you're connected to your inner universe, you have everything at your disposal. You don't need to go, you don't need to search, you don't need to do anything. But the biggest problem that we can understand is our connection to the inner core is a very difficult task. And that, as an electronic engineers, we can definitely, I am sure that all of us are electronic engineers there, because this workshop is for wireless communications. I was reading the schedule. So as an electronic engineer, we very well know that basically between the source and the receiver, it is the obstruction is the noise. Just for a few seconds, for a second or two, three, just take a thought. Aren't we noisy? Do we have noise in our minds? Just feel your mind, condition of your mind right now. Are you 100% connected into this session or any other session? Were you connected in that session? If we are the teachers, can we ensure that each and every student is connected to us? No, because they are into their worlds only. They have noises. So how can we deliver? We have so many noise, and we say, I have done this, and we are not able to perform 100. We are not able to give 100%. We need to remove that noise. We need to clean that noise. We need to filter out that noise. And the heartfulness meditation says, the filter available to you is only with the heartfulness. No system teaches you how to filter out that noise. And that is called the rejuvenation technique. Because time is limited, I won't be dealing with that technique because it will take 20 minutes. Rejuvenation technique. In the evening, we all the followers, we sit into our space and then we rejuvenate ourselves, removing all those noises. So that is the problem is with the minds. Now we define a stress in one or two slides. We already had discussed, so I'm not going into detail of this. Stress is reaction to some sudden change, like this pandemic. Stress is body adjusting to the new circumstances. But this definition is very good. It was given by Saleh. He was a management scientist. Stress is a non-specific response of the body. We don't know what the response will come to any kind of demand made on it. We have a tendency, we always oppose change. We have a tendency, we always oppose change. We are very much happy in our comfort zones. And if something changes, we always oppose. And we forgot. And we must know that the only thing which is permanent in nature is the change. My global trainer used to say, change is the thing which is permanent. Nothing is permanent, only the change is permanent. It's a big thing that the world will keep on changing. More challenges will come. Who would have thought in 1920? They must have felt that there will not be any challenge in the life in future times, but it came. And today also, we can say there will be the challenges, maybe in this world or maybe in our worlds. So let's prepare for those challenges. So let's identify the stresses. We will be seeing few suggestions. A stressor is any situation, any person, anything that is causing you the anxiety, that is causing you the stress. How it affects. Now let's see how it affects. Stress always starts from an event. It started from an event that in my city, a corona COVID patient was there last year. Then we didn't knew what was quarantine. Few people in our society were quarantined. We didn't know what was quarantine. They were not infected, but we had a fear. Now we landed up into a paranoid condition. We started thinking of, is it with me? I am having a itchy throat. Is it I am getting COVID? All these thoughts form impressions in my mind. They were landing into my mind. They were creating impressions. And the most subtle thing creates more harder impressions. The nature tells us the more subtle thing creates more impressions in us. So these thoughts start forming impressions on the mind. At certain point, the mind gets overloaded. And now we need a resort because we are into anxiety. We are walking into our spaces, into our homes. We are frustrated. When it will go? We are fighting with each of our family members. We are in anger and so many things. This affects our mental health. And ultimately, the immunity also gets affected. So where was the fault? We can find this. I have correlated this with COVID. You can find in your space. You had a fight when you were returning back to your home. You had a fight in market, and then suddenly you came back to your home. You saw your wife opening the gate late. You scolded her. Then your child came running. I'm just giving an example. This is not necessary that it is with you only. Your child came running to you, but you were occupied with that thought, how he or she said this thing with me, how she behaved with me like this. The episode was over at that time, but we are the carriers. We carried it from the market to the home and we transmitted it to the wife. We disturbed her mood. To the children, we disturbed their mood. And so it is contagious. So where was the problem? We could have left this thing in the market, but not, because we have been programmed. So that is not conscious living. and that is forming the impressions on the mind. So basically, the stresses are chemical and biological agents, like we have passing into this environmental condition, the external stimulus, like the fight. There can be stresses like life events. You may be having a shock. You may be having a stressor can be a happy moment also. You may be in anxiety that it should not turn bad. So life events, environment, weather, personality, lifestyle, thoughts, our thoughts, maybe it is paranoid, but our thoughts may lead us to stress. This few examples of the stressor that I have shared and that I have discussed a few minutes back. It is the news about the pandemic spread, lockdown, jobs, personal factors, career, money, family, job, career, exams for students. So they are blessed that they were awarded passed in class 12 this year. Job, career, exam. This is the biggest stress. Others, availability of essential material. How will I get milk in the morning? What about vegetables? What about the grocery items in the lockdown period? The others may also include the blocked freedom. I used to walk 5 kilometers in the morning, but now I'm locked into my premises. What's that? These are all stresses. There can be many other stresses in our life. You can write in your notebook your stressor that we have seen. It is a distress and eustress, negative and positive stress. Now we go into the stress management part. We very well know now what is stress and where is the fault. So the first is coping with the stress, living with the stress. The second step is managing the stress. And the third is learn from the stress. Even now, if we have learned that we should get vaccination, we should wear masks, we should keep social distancing, that is learning from the stress. But if we haven't learned from the stress, ultimately it will go to the first. Again, we will have to cope with the stress. What they are saying is about the third wave. And again, we need to pass this cycle. So this is the steps: coping, managing, and learning. I'm not going into much detail of this, but because this is stress management का एक बहुत बड़ा principle है. It is basically, if I ask you, I'm not asking you because time is limited. If I ask you what is the picture showing, what is shown in the picture, you will say, some of you will say, because you know this exercise. This is from TEDx only. A few of you will say the half of the glass is filled. That is positive approach. Few of us may say half of the glass is empty. That is a negative approach because we have been programmed like this. If I would have asked you this question, the answers would have been like this only because we have been programmed. But when I was seeing the TEDx session, it was wonderful. The speaker there asked, hold this glass for half an hour, for 1 hour, for 2 hours, for 3 hours, for 4 hours, and feel the difference. There you will forget that the glass is half filled or half empty. Your shoulder will start aching. The more longer you will hold this glass, the more it will pain. And there may be a condition where your shoulder may get paralyzed. So the problem in holding the problem in stress is basically holding the stress. The positive can also be the stress. The negative can also be the stress, but don't hold it. Just let it go. Just leave it. So the stress management can be done before we move to this. The stress management, these are the suggested solutions at physical level. I will come to one more technique of stress management at spiritual level, physical level, emotional level, spiritual level. These are our three existences. Physical is what we see, our bodies. Emotional is our mind, consciousness. Spiritual is beyond all this, our soul, the spirit. So the stress management at physical level, there are the tips there. We need to exercise regularly because we are not giving direction to the energy, to the negative energy that has landed into ourselves. So we need to walk, we need to run, we need to climb stairs, we need to play with pets, children, and some stretching exercise. We need to dance. Please do this. You will feel relaxed if you have stress. तो हो ही नहीं सकता कि stress ना हो. So if you have stress, exercise regularly. Not for reducing your fat or keeping yourself fit. Keeping yourself mentally fit is also required, and that will help. Exercise will help. Dancing, yoga. Take adequate rest. Take a good sleep. Take a nap. During the daytime, you take a short nap also. Maintain a healthy diet. No overeating, no junk food. Eat healthy. We know these techniques. We need to have adequate rest. I'm not going into detail of this because if I go this will be for whole day. This is there are few waves in our minds, frequency waves, delta wave, theta wave, and for that, if you have a good sleep, the frequency much gets subtler and subtler. The higher frequency is always shrill. So maintain a healthy diet, no overeating, eat healthy. Let's go into the emotional level. These were suggested to us in this pandemic times, and they have done a wonderful thing. Emotional level, because we were feeling disconnected, to connect with others. Talk to them, counsel them, console them, and make them happy. We should learn this art, connecting with others. I'm sharing a technique with you. If you can do this in your lives, if you wish, you are welcome to do this. Whenever you talk to somebody, whenever, anybody, not somebody, before you starting your conversation, if you are a teacher, before starting your class, if you are in meeting, before starting your meeting, before going on for conversation, connect, take a thought, gently close your eyes. If you're not able to close your eyes because the others may feel what he or she is doing, don't close. But if you can close, it will be better. Close your eyes and take a thought that my heart is getting connected to all these hearts there. Remain in this thought for a minute. Then take a thought, second step. This will be wonderful. Please try and get back to me. I will be sharing my number in the last slide. Take a thought, second step. Whatever I need to convey is flowing through my heart into their hearts, filled with love and care. The third step is start your conversation. And just see, just experiment with this technique and get back to me if you wish. But make it contagious. Then it will be wonderful. If you can make it contagious, share this technique with others. If you feel that yes, it is wonderful, share this technique with others. That is connecting with the others, not connecting only at the surface level. Deep level, you should connect. Find ways to express yourself. There can be many ways to express yourself. Start painting, start singing, start playing some guitar, start playing tabla, whatever you start cooking, because we have seen in this pandemic many have developed this talent. They have expressed themselves by cooking. I'm talking of all those brothers, all those sirs there. So find ways to express yourself. You can be a writer also. Just write what you have in your heart. Express yourself. Getting organized. Make yourself organized. What you can do, you can take a task for a day. Let me clean my almirah. Let me arrange all the books and things there into my shelves systematically. Getting organized. It will help. It will psychologically help. What is happening is, if you have seen physical level techniques, if you are seeing emotional level techniques, what is happening? You are pouring out your negative energy and getting evacuated, filling with positive energy. That is why it is wonderful. Evade paranoia. Don't live in paranoid. Live in present. This is only, this moment is the truth only. The past was ho gaya. It has passed. The future hasn't come. It will be, the present will become the past and the future will become the present. So live in present. Don't feel that you have this and that is why you may have a COVID or you may have this disease or this may happen to you. You may lose a job. You haven't, no? So basically, don't be live in a paranoid condition. Live in present. Live in now. Watch good movies, shows, etc. Whatever entertains you, whatever, do that. Be yourself. Develop these 5 factors are emotional lifestyle. Develop this, and apart from the physical also. At the spiritual level, now we are going into the that is basically the core of this session. If you are able to feel the spiritual level. Now, when I take these sessions, when I go to banks, when I go to corporates, when I go to colleges, because right now I am taking it online, I always have one question. Maybe in your minds it is also cropping out. That is it necessary at this age, spiritual level? Shall we touch at a spiritual level? Who has defined the age? You are defining the age of your body, not the soul. You are defining the age of the body. You are 30, 25, 35. It's not this age, but not the soul. Soul is eternal. You have traversed through so many bodies and now it is being tired. Why it is being tired? Because it has not got that food that is required. We all are focused on our bodies. We are keeping the bodies fit. We eat food to make it fit. We earn knowledge to make our minds fit, to earn money, to earn fame, to earn power. We are all focused on the bodily part. The soul is crying, dying, tired of. And because there is an imbalance, there is the soul is tired of. The body is evolving. Because of this lack of balance, we have stress. The moment you change yourself, because this session is basically, I don't know what was the perspective, but what I feel is these sessions are useful when we change ourselves, when we promise ourselves, when we commit to ourselves. We are the souls. The body is the vehicle. We all know. I'm not going into that spiritual science. We all know, but I'm just giving a hint. We are, that soul is the traveler. The real existence is the soul. So if we do something for evolving the soul, for feeding the soul, the balance will come. And when that balance will come, we will outfly the eagle, because that will be the perfect flight. So reaching at that level, connecting to your spirit, connecting to your soul, connecting to the spiritual level, we need to do something. We need to be having prayers. We need to do prayers. We should always be in the prayerful mood. If you see some beggar, if you see some pathetic condition of someone, your heart should bubble out of prayers. It should not be a deliberate effect. Let me pray for this. Let me pray for that is good. No doubt that is good if you're praying for someone. But that should not be deliberate. It should come out naturally. Seeing someone, oh, and the best will be even you don't know that it has came out of you. That is a very higher condition. But doing prayers is very important. Loving and caring for the nature. That is the best. Loving and caring for the nature. Have plantation, love animals, love humans. But along with loving humans and caring for humans, we should be loving and caring for all who are traveling with us into this world. Whether their shape of the body is different, whether their existence is different, level of existence is different, we should, because we are into the highest existence as per Goswami Tulsidas Ramcharitmanas. We are into the highest existence. So if we are into the highest existence, the humility says, let me love and let me care for all those who are at the lower level of existence. Loving and caring for the nature, that is gardening. Reading spiritual literature, I can suggest you, if you wish to write, you can, because what I follow is heartfulness, so I can suggest some literature. There is a book, it is available on Amazon, that is Designing Destiny. It's a 150 rupees book, Designing Destiny. Please do it. I also read Dr. Brian Weiss, Regression Therapies, Many Life, Many Masters. Read these literatures. You will feel something different, something tapping you, something calling you from inside. So that is, stress can be managed if we are, and ultimately all these three techniques will connect you to your internal core, to your inner core, innermost core. And that will be the best technique for this stress management. So we have seen the relaxation part, meditation. I won't be touching in this session because of time limitation, but we will be seeing breathing exercise. We meditate on the heart. I'm just touching, giving you a hint. We meditate on the heart because the heart is the pumping organ. If I am drawing the energy from the nature into my heart, through my blood flow, it will be distributed to each and every cell of my body. If I am drawing the godly, the divine energy into my heart, that will be given to each and every cell of my body, and every cell of my body will be rejuvenated. So that is why we meditate on the heart. The heart is the seat of the soul. Your soul, what is soul? The soul is a essence of that Paramatma, the God, the ultimate, that is residing in our hearts. And from that place, it is making its energy feel. It may make its energy feel at infinite distance. But what is blocking that is we, our egos, our stress, our anxiety, our noises, so many noises is blocking that feel. That is why when we sit with some person and we say, Uska aura bahut acha hai, what a lovely aura, we feel peace, we feel tranquility in his presence, in her presence. Why? Is their body, the anatomy of their body different from your anatomy? No. That means something is beyond that, that is making their aura more positive than our aura. What is that? Our noises. The heart is pumping out, the heart is bubbling out to give, to radiate the energy, but we are restricting it. So I'm just playing a video, Mysteries of the Heart. Just go through it. It is wonderful. And then we will be having a breathing exercise at the spiritual level to overcome the stress in a minute or so. I am resharing it, but because of maybe network problem, it is not visible to few of you, but I am resharing it as demanded. I am resharing it. Give me a minute. I'm resharing it. I am sharing the video also, but probably because of bandwidth problem, because of network problem, nobody is able to see this video. Anybody of
No,
you?
no, sir. No, sir. We are not able to see this.
Anybody of you who is able to see? None of you, maybe. Okay. Let me.
Mr. Sandeep, can you just replay it once again?
Yes, sir.
Actually, we are seeing the same slide, Mr. Sandeep.
Yes, sir.
We are seeing the same slide. I think you need to remove this particular presentation, then you have to include that video actually.
Actually, I am sharing from PPT only, but I can share it with from
No,
directly.
it's not running. Within PPT, it's not running.
Okay. Give me a minute.
If you're having this export somewhere, then you can play it directly.
Yeah, directly I will play. Just a minute. Sir, is it visible now?
Yes, sir, it is.
Okay. So in this video, basically what they have implied is heart has a higher place in level of consciousness, in level of development. Heart developed earlier than the brain, and the presence of the vibrations of the heart can be felt. They have said it few feet, but if you join meditation, I can say it is infinite. Somebody sitting in US can feel my vibrations. I give you this guarantee. Let us explore. Let us dive deep into the heart, and it is a truth. So basically, if we are connected to the heart, we are tapping that potential. We are into that world from where we came, and that will make us understand the life better, dealing with the life better, living the life better, and making us know how to deal with the stress. Apart from these all techniques, I am sharing a breathing exercise technique with you. It is 1 minute or 2 minutes technique. We all can do. You can see the picture. What we need to do, we need to press the right nostril of our nose with the right thumb of the right hand, and then if you wish, you can press your space between the brows with your forefinger, and then gently close your eyes. Are we ready? Just drop the message if you are ready. Okay, I got a message. So what we need to, this is called left nostril breathing. Whenever during the daytime you feel stress, apart from that relaxation technique which we did earlier in this session, we can have a left nostril breathing. It won't take much time. It has been scientifically proved. There are two flows of energy in around our backbone. One is Ida, the other is Pingala. I'm not going into that detail why it is true, but you can experiment and prove it is true. What we need to do is just press your right nostril with the thumb of your right hand. You can keep your forefinger between the space of your eyebrows, and then from your left nostril you have to inhale and exhale. So what you need to do, when you inhale deeply, take a deep breath and smile while you breathe in. When you exhale, it should be sudden. एकदम से हम सांस को छोड़ देंगे. इसको हम 9 बार करेंगे. So please start. What we need to do, please start. Inhale deeply to your abdomen and smile, gently smile, and exhale. Again, inhale from left nostril with the right nostril being closed deeply into your abdomen and gently smile and exhale. Do this for 7 times more. You need to breathe in gently, and while breathing in, always smile. Practice this. Those who have done this, that's good. But practice this. It is wonderful. Now we are into the last part. We have 5, 6, 7 minutes, 10 minutes more. We're into the last part of this session. Conscious living is basically, now I'm correlating stress, then we dived into the heart, then we know the techniques of stress management. Conscious living is living consciously. What does that mean? Living consciously means living with awareness. That is awareness versus consciousness. I'm taking it to be one now, but they are different. You should be aware of your surroundings. You should be aware of your potential. You should be aware of yourself. Whatever we are doing, we know it is consciously correct, consciously right. It is my conscious which is making me do this. Don't do this because others are saying. That is conscious living. And when it will come, conscious living will come when we are, again I am saying this, when we are connected to the inner core. That is conscious living. I'm just taking two examples where we started the session, fear and temptation. Suppose I'm running a pharmaceutical company and I'm getting, I know if I decrease 0.5% of medicine in my capsules, in my tablets, it won't affect anyone. So I decide that let me reduce 0.5%. But then I feel I may be trapped, the police may catch me, I may be prosecuted. So what I did, I supplied with no reductions. Is that conscious living? Just ask, because you too will be having in your lives the same example. It is very good that he hasn't reduced, but why he hasn't reduced? Because of fear. कि मैं ये करूंगा, if I will do this, it is wrong. I will be prosecuted. The second is, I go to a grocery store and purchase the milk. I have the grocery store and somebody comes to me and purchases the milk. Now I know the milk is going to expire tomorrow. But let me earn my money. Who cares? Is it conscious living? But suddenly I said, okay, you give me a rupee less, but take this milk. Is this conscious living? What I'm doing is I'm running my life out of temptation. Let me sell this milk. Okay, my commission is not going. I am just given a discount of 1 rupee. So conscious living is basically living without any fear, any temptation. What the religions have programmed us, that is not the fault with religions, but with time they have programmed us. If you don't do this puja, bad will happen to you. If do this puja, good will come to you. So what we have been programmed through the environment, I'm not talking of religions only, I'm talking of religion means the whole system where we have been brought up. If we are living without fear and without temptations, that is conscious living. Living to yourself, living with your inner consciousness, that is conscious living. So when an inner situation is not made conscious, it's a very good quote that is at the foot of this slide, at the lower part of this slide. When an inner situation is not made conscious, it appears outside its fate. It will become your fate. So it is so much important to live consciously, a conscious lifestyle. Again, I am sharing another video. I'm just sharing it directly because you are able to see it. So that will be the last video and almost the end of this session. What is conscious living basically?
Is communication different from conscious communication? And is eating different from conscious eating?
Is it visible? Is it audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Why is
Yes,
that
sir.
we in Rich Life often talk about being conscious and also living consciously? When we are performing a number of tasks on a daily basis, are we not conscious? Well, yes and no. Of course, we are conscious, but at the same time, we may not be conscious enough. Does that mean that there are different levels of consciousness? And if yes, then what are they? Is awareness the same as consciousness? Okay, let's consider that we can use the words awareness and consciousness interchangeably. Accordingly, we now dig deeper into the levels of awareness. 1. Awareness of others. This is the first and the basic level of consciousness. Humans and other living creatures are instinctively aware about other creatures and objects, as it is essential for our survival. This is how we perceive physical threats. At this level, we are just aware enough that we are separate from other creatures and objects. Though we can control our responses, however, we still identify ourselves as a body. 2. Awareness of body. The moment we become conscious of our body, we get separated from it and are therefore able to control it in a much better way. A body-conscious person will automatically start looking after his body in a much better way by eating right and maintaining physical fitness. 3. Awareness of emotions. We all have noticed that the more we attach ourselves to our feelings, the more we are likely to be carried away by them. As soon as we become aware of our emotions, we get detached from them and are less likely to be affected by, say, anger, fear, and jealousy. 4. Awareness of mind. Very few among us reach this level of consciousness, where we are actually able to detach ourselves from such a sophisticated illusion created by our mind. The moment this happens, no ripples created by our body, emotions, or thoughts can affect us. Also, we become more objective and fair in our dealings. Our identity outside our mind can open a whole new dimension of creativity and possibilities, both in our professional and personal life. 5. Awareness of self. Awareness of self, in a way, is awareness of consciousness itself. At this level, we can attain to qualities such as empathy and compassion, which come from a realization that deep down, all of us are coming from the same source. Sounds interesting, but is this doable? Well, Rich Life finds that history is full of examples of human accomplishments, where ordinary persons attained great heights in various fields through awareness and conscious living. Now, how can we practice this? Whenever during the day we find ourselves overwhelmed with physical, emotional, or mental stress, we may become conscious and remind ourselves that we are outside of our body, mind, and emotions. This practice can slowly permeate into our being and can change the quality of our being completely. In essence, therefore, whatever we do in life can also be done consciously and with awareness. However, the results of doing the same thing with awareness can fetch amazing dividends. This is what we call conscious living. This is what we call rich life.
So basically, the conscious living is becoming aware of the consciousness. And the consciousness has, because that has not been touched in that video, consciousness has many levels. It is conscious mind, that is, we are into our senses, we are seeing the things, we are hearing, all senses are active. The subconscious mind, deeper state, higher energy state, and the superconscious mind. So we have living in consciousness is basically conscious living. Living in inner self is basically conscious living. And when we are living consciously, we know this all is tamasha. I'm using this word tamasha. This all is illusion. This is not a real world. That is why I started. We were into the real world and we landed up into the virtual world. I should say that this world which has pandemic has given is double virtual, because we were living in virtual world. So that is not the reality. So if we accept that this is not the reality, if we apply those techniques, slowly it will become a part of us. Slowly we will start living consciously. And once we start living consciously, nothing volatile, nothing uncertain, nothing complex, nothing ambiguous, that is the VUCA world, can never affect us. Take it as a guarantee. It can never affect us. And we will make the world livable. So my suggestions for conscious living are, you can take the screenshot after all these are there. Practice meditation in yoga. That is very important for all of us. Practice meditation. You can do any meditation. Because I'm the heartfulness trainer, I say heart-based meditation has many advantages, because this is a central chakra in 7 chakras. And in addition to that, it is the seat of the soul. So directly you are meditating on your soul. Practice meditation and yoga. Get to know yourself. Find some time. Just brood over. Just go into deep of yourself. Just find a space at some place. Sit there. Close your eyes. Talk to yourself. Get know yourself, who you are, what you want. Is this what you want? That is get to know yourself. The biggest thing I must say out of all these solutions, above than meditation, is accepting yourself. We don't accept ourselves. That is why we are into stress. We project ourselves that yes, I am this. I am such a big shot. I know this. I am this. No, don't fight with anyone. Don't have a competition with anyone. You are the only competitor and you are the best. But others are, if even if you are best, always believe others are better than you. That will make you a learner and will make your journey easy. So accept yourself. That is, and to add to this, the spirituality in one word, in one word, is acceptance. Try to spend your time wisely. Where I am draining my time, please remove all those distractions and earn your time. Try to spend your time wisely. Learn to be grateful. Always be thankful to all for each and everything. So we will be, that is, learn to make more conscious decisions. We will be living in a life consciously. Believe me, there will be no disorders mentally. You will be having a very good mental health, no anxiety, no stress, and even if they are there, we have the tools, we have the acceptance, we know how to go for it, we know we can, and we will. So that is conscious living manifesto to end this session. That is accepting who you are and what you have, not what you lack. Make personal choices consistent with who you are. That you can read there. Welcome discomfort and fear, spend consciously. That is, live consciously. These are ways of connecting with the heartfulness. You can take a screenshot if you wish. And on behalf of, as a heartfulness trainer, I express my gratitude. That is, learn to be grateful. The last step, living consciously. I express my gratitude to all of you there. To Aditya Trivedi sir, he was my teacher, he was my mentor. He groomed me when I was a student. So all gratitude to him, all gratitude to you also, that you listened to me, though there were problems with the network, with the bandwidth, but you listened to me. Thank you everyone. And if there is any question, that any queries you feel you have, please feel free to ask.
Dear participants, you can, if you're having some doubts, some questions, you please ask Mr. Sandeep. I think, Sandeep, some question has come on chat box, seems.
Okay, let me check. Hmm. When should we breathe from right nostril with left nostril closed? You can experiment with yourself, but I am going to tell you to this answer, to this question. The answer is, it is only you need to breathe with left nostril when performing this exercise. But you can experiment the reverse also. You close your left nostril and then breathe into the right nostril. Right nostril is basically connected to the solar cycle, and that is active during the day. The left nostril is connected to the lunar cycle, that is connected to the moon. So if you find a healthy person, his right nostril will be active during the daytime and left nostril will be active mostly during the night time. That is Ida and Pingla. There are two flow of energies around the backbone, and there is third flow that is at the center of the backbone. Now, if there is an unhealthy person, if somebody is having disease, you can check with yourself when you are not well. It is reverse. During the daytime, the left nostril is active, and during the night, the right nostril is active. So when we are performing this activity, we're performing this breathing exercise, the left nostril, we breathe through the left nostril. Why? Because it is connected to the lunar cycle, the moon. It will make you calmer. What you're doing for? Your mind should get rest. Your mind should get calmer. It should come at stillness. That is why we close the right nostril, we close the energy part, and then we breathe into the left nostril to make it settle still. So that is the answer to this question. What I can see, there are not other questions. How to connect to the soul continuously? It is from, if I'm not, from Sri Devi Bedi Reddy. How to connect to the soul? Is it consciously or continuously? Okay, I take it to be continuously because it is typed there, soul continuously. It is through the practice only. If you are meditating at least half an hour in the morning, 20 minutes in the evening, 10 minutes sleep time, within 90 days, you will be continuously connected to your soul. You will be dived into, you will have a constant connectivity. That state is called constant remembrance. And that is the goal. We start the meditation with the eyes closed, but when the eyes are open and we are connected to the soul, the purpose is done. So it can be done through meditation, practice of meditation only. Sir, there are no other questions apart from that.
Thanks.
Sir, there is one more question.
Okay.
From Anand Premji. One doubt, how to be not tensed, so many pressure from others. You should do that, you should do this. Anandji, I just touched this thing in because we haven't so much time. Stress and conscious living, that is basically to overcome the stress, we need to live consciously. And to live consciously is you should be aware of yourself. What you wish, what makes you happy, that should be socially, that should be legally acceptable. I'm not saying that you should go out and do everything, but that should make you happy. If you are not happy, it is disturbing you, just meditate. And the second part of your question, the others say, what should I do? What you can do is you do and pray for others. Try to convince them. And I discuss this technique with you. Whenever you discuss something, whenever you have conversation with anyone, start with connection of the heart. It will do wonder. You share with me after you again have the same situation when you get tense because of the pressures from others. You connect yourself to your heart. Then once it is connected, you feel something is connected. You take a thought that whatever I want to converse it is flowing from my side. into their heart with love and gratitude, everything, purity, and then you converse it. It will do wonder. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Sandeep. And on behalf of coordinators and my team, and on behalf of participants, I really congratulate you for giving such a wonderful talk. And all of us are living some kind of a stress, either at family front or professional front or some other thing. So you really described very nicely how to deal with the stress at physical level, emotional level, and spiritual level. And you also gave us the exercise also how to meditate and things like that. I think it is one of the most useful and wonderful session that we had in this FDP so far. Really, I'm really thankful to you, Sandeep. I
Thank you,
really,
sir. Thank you, sir.
very much, very good,
Thank
excellent.
you, sir. Thank you, sir. And I again thank you all and pray that we all remain connected always. Thank you.
Okay, bye, bye. Thanks.
Bye. Bye. Take care, sir. Thank you.
Uh, Second session will be starting at 12 o'clock. So join with the second session key. And there we will announce also about the assessment. Thank you.